Welcome back to Old Charles, the channel where we dive deep into the world of coins, currency, and history. Today, we're taking a close look at the United States Kennedy half-dollar from 1974. Is this coin just pocket change, or could it be worth much more? Let's explore its history, condition, and value in the collector's market. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964, just a few months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The U.S. Mint quickly approved the design as a way to honor his legacy. Initially, in 1964, these coins were made of 90% silver, making them both valuable and collectible. But starting in 1965, the silver content dropped to 40%, and by 1971, the Mint completely removed silver from circulating half-dollars. That brings us to the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar. This coin was struck in copper-nickel clad composition, which means it doesn't contain silver unless it's a special collector's proof version made for mint sets. The 1974 half-dollar was produced in 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark, located on the obverse just below Kennedy's neck; San Francisco, S mint mark, proof coins only, often in mirror-like finish. All 3 versions are popular among collectors, but their value depends heavily on condition, mint mark, and whether it's a circulation strike or a proof coin. On the obverse side, we see President John F. Kennedy's portrait, designed by Gilroy Roberts. His profile faces left, with the word Liberty above and I in God We Trust below. On the reverse side, Frank Gasparo's design shows the presidential seal, an eagle with outstretched wings holding arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by 50 stars. The words United States of America and half-dollar appear along the rim. Now the big question: how much is a 1974 half-dollar worth today? Since the coin is not silver, most circulated examples are worth only their face value of 50 cents. That means if you find one in your pocket change, it's usually just half a dollar. But, and this is where collectors get excited, in uncirculated condition or in special proof versions, the value goes up. Here's a breakdown: circulated condition, worn from everyday use *** about $0.50, $1.00, uncirculated condition. Mint state 60 to 63 *** around $2, $4 higher mint state. MS65 and above coins with sharp details and little to no marks can fetch $15, $50, depending on demand. Proof coins, San Francisco, with an S mint mark *** range from $5, $12, depending on grade, with cameo or deep cameo finishes worth more. Some rare high-grade coins certified by grading companies like PCGS or NGC have even sold for hundreds of dollars at auctions, especially those in pristine MS67 or higher. There are a few things collectors look for that can increase the coin's value. 1. Mint errors. Some 1974 Kennedy half-dollars have errors such as double die obverse, DDO, off-center strikes, or planchet mistakes. These can be worth significantly more. 2. Luster and eye appeal. A shiny, well-struck coin with strong details will always bring higher value. 3. Certification. Coins that have been professionally graded and sealed by companies like PCGS or NGC usually sell for higher prices because buyers trust the authenticity and condition. Here's an interesting fact: even though half-dollars were once widely used, by the 1970s, they had already begun disappearing from everyday circulation. Many Americans preferred quarters and dollar bills, so half-dollars mostly ended up in bank vaults, casinos, and collector albums. That's why finding a shiny 1974 half-dollar in your change today can feel like a little treasure. So to sum it up, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar in regular circulation is usually worth just face value, 50 cents. But in uncirculated grades, proof versions, or rare error varieties, it can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to potentially hundreds of dollars if you have one. Check its condition carefully, look for mint marks, and consider getting it graded if it looks flawless. Who knows? That simple half-dollar could be worth much more than you think. We're going to explore the United States Kennedy half-dollar from 1974, its value, history, and importance. This coin is more than just 50 cents. It represents a story of tragedy, honor, and America's changing currency system. So let's dive deep. The Kennedy half-dollar was first issued in 1964, but its story begins in 1963, with a shocking event that shook the world: the assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963, in Dallas, Texas. The American people mourned deeply, and the U.S. Mint immediately began discussions about how to honor Kennedy's legacy on U.S. coinage. Within just a month of his passing, Congress approved the redesign of the half-dollar, which was then the largest circulating coin that could be quickly changed without disrupting commerce. The half-dollar denomination already had a long tradition. Before Kennedy, the coin featured Benjamin Franklin on the obverse, with the Liberty Bell on the reverse. But in early 1964, U.S. Mint engravers Gilroy Roberts and Frank Gasparro rushed to prepare a new design featuring Kennedy's portrait. Roberts designed the obverse, showing a left-facing profile of Kennedy, while Gasparro created the reverse with a presidential seal, the eagle holding olive branches and arrows, surrounded by stars. When the Kennedy half-dollar was released in March 1964, demand was extraordinary. Millions of Americans lined up at banks to get one, and supplies ran out almost immediately. People weren't spending them, they were hoarding them as souvenirs of Kennedy's memory. Now, the early 1964 coins were struck in 90% silver, and because of their popularity, millions disappeared into collections. By 1965, however, silver prices were rising rapidly, and the U.S. Mint reduced the silver content in half-dollars to 40%. This lasted until 1970, when Congress decided to remove silver completely from regular half-dollars. From 1971 onwards, including the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, the coin was minted in a copper-nickel-clad composition. This change reflected America's move away from precious metals in circulating coins, as inflation and the rising cost of silver made it impractical. Even though the Kennedy half-dollar remained popular with collectors, by the early 1970s, Americans were no longer using half-dollars much in daily transactions. Quarters and dollar bills were easier to use, so half-dollars often piled up in bank vaults. Despite this, the Kennedy half-dollar continued to be produced in huge numbers for circulation, proof sets, and collector editions. The 1974 issue falls into this category, a modern copper-nickel coin, produced at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. One more interesting note. 1974 was also a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with new coin ideas. In fact, the very next year, 1975 to 1976, they issued the famous bicentennial half-dollar, with a special design for America's 200th birthday. So the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar can be seen as the last regular design before the bicentennial celebration coins came along. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar was minted in 3 places: Philadelphia, no mint mark, ***, struck in very large numbers. Denver, D mint mark, ***, also heavily produced for circulation. San Francisco, S mint mark, ***, proof versions, made for collectors with mirror-like surfaces, and total. Over 200 million 1974 half-dollars were minted across these facilities, showing that while circulation use was declining, the mint still produced them in massive quantities. On the obverse, Kennedy's profile is bold and dignified, symbolizing leadership and hope. The word liberty arcs across the top, with "In God We Trust" split at the bottom. The year, *1974*, is centered below Kennedy's bust. In the reverse, the eagle with outstretched wings is gripping arrows in one talon and an olive branch in the other, a balance of strength and peace. Surrounding it are 50 stars for the states, along with the inscriptions United States of America and half-dollar. Now, let's talk value. Because the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar is made of copper-nickel clad, most coins in circulation are only worth their face value. 50 cents, however, collectors pay more for coins in better condition or for special varieties circulated condition ***, about $0.50 to $1.00 uncirculated. Mint state 60 to 63 ***, $2 to $4 high-grade uncirculated, MS65 plus, often between $15 and $50, with rare gems going higher. Proof versions, S mint mark ***, about $5 to $12, with deep cameo. Examples bringing more. Some rare error coins, such as double dies or off-center strikes, can sell for much more at auctions. Collectors value the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar based on 1. Mint mark, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco proofs. 2. Condition, the fewer scratches, the more valuable. 3. Mint errors, these oddities can skyrocket a coin's price. 4. Certification, a graded coin is more trusted and sells at higher prices. So in short, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar is a common coin, mostly worth its face value in circulation. But in mint condition, proof sets, or rare error varieties, it can be worth far more to collectors. More importantly, it carries the story of a nation mourning its fallen leader, of America's shift away from silver coins, and of a denomination that slowly faded from everyday use. We're exploring the United States Kennedy half-dollar from 1974. We'll look at its deep history, its condition factors, and most importantly, how much it's worth in today's market. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your own coins. The Kennedy half-dollar is one of the most iconic American coins. Its origins trace back to November 22, 1963, when President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. In the days that followed, America was in deep mourning. To honor Kennedy's memory, the U.S. Mint and Congress decided to feature him on a coin. The half-dollar was chosen for several reasons. It was large, visible, and could be redesigned quickly without disrupting the smaller, more widely used denominations like dimes and quarters. In 1964, just months after Kennedy's death, the new Kennedy half-dollar was released. The obverse was designed by Gilroy Roberts, featuring Kennedy's profile, while the reverse by Frank Gasparo displayed the presidential seal. That first year, the coin was struck in 90% silver, and the demand was overwhelming. Banks ran out quickly because Americans were not spending them. They were hoarding them as souvenirs. 1965, silver prices rose, forcing the mint to reduce silver to 40%. Then by 1971, the mint removed silver completely from circulating half-dollars, making them copper-nickel-clad coins. This change carried into the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, which was made entirely of copper-nickel-clad. While the design remained the same, the half-dollar was gradually fading from everyday use. By the mid-1970s, most Americans didn't use half-dollars regularly, and they were mostly seen in bankrolls, casinos, and collector albums. The 1974 issue is important historically because it came just before the bicentennial redesign of 1975-76, which gave the half-dollar a temporary new reverse design. That makes 1974 one of the last regular issues before the special commemorative era. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar was produced in Philadelphia, no mint mark, *** Denver, D mint mark, *** San Francisco, S mint mark, proof only, *** combined. The mintage exceeded 200 million coins, showing the U.S. Mint's commitment to the denomination even as public usage declined. On the obverse, you'll see Kennedy's profile facing left, with Liberty above, In God We Trust below, and the date *1974* centered. On the reverse, you'll find the majestic presidential seal, the eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by 50 stars and the inscriptions United States of America and half-dollar. Most circulated 1974 Kennedy half-dollars are worth only their face value of 50 cents. But the value changes dramatically when we consider condition, proof strikes, and errors. In pristine condition, these coins can fetch far higher prices. Condition plays the biggest role in determining the value of your 1974 Kennedy half-dollar. Collectors and grading services use a system called the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor, P1, all the way to mint state. 70, MS70, ***. Let's break this down. Good, G, 4 ***. A coin this worn shows heavy circulation. Kennedy's hair details are nearly gone, and the coin looks flat. Value, face value, 50 cents. Very fine, VF, 20 to VF, 35 ***, moderate wear, but Kennedy's profile is sharp. Some hair details are visible. Value, still around 50 cents to $1, extremely fine, EF, 40 to EF, 45 light wear with strong details on Kennedy's hair, face, and lettering. Value, about $1, $2. Mint state 60, MS60 ***. The coin is uncirculated but may have many bag marks and dull luster. Value, $2, $3. Mint state 63, MS63 average uncirculated with decent luster, minor marks. Value, $3, $5. Mint state 65, MS65, gem quality strong strike, bright luster, minimal marks visible only under magnification. Value, $15, $30. Mint state 67, MS67, superb gem nearly flawless, extremely rare, and often only found in graded, slabbed coins. Auction values can climb to hundreds of dollars. Proofs are struck multiple times on polished dies, giving them mirror-like surfaces. Collectors prize standard proofs ***, usually worth $5, $12. Cameo proofs ***, frosted design elements against a mirror field. More desirable. Value, $15, $25. Deep cameo proofs, DCAM bold frosted contrast, highly collectible. Value, $25, $50 or more depending on grade. Some 1974 halves feature errors like double die obverse, DDO*** doubling visible in the date or lettering. These can be worth $50 to several $100s depending on clarity, off-center strikes *** parts of the design missing due to misalignment. Value, varies, usually $50 clipped planchets * coin struck on an incomplete blank. Value, $20, $100 plus depending on size of clip. 1. Strike quality * was the coin well struck or weakly pressed. 2. Surface preservation * scratches, nicks, and wear matter a lot. 3. Luster * the shine and brilliance of the coin can dramatically affect value. 4. Eye appeal * even if not the highest grade, an attractive coin can fetch higher prices. 5. Certification * coins graded by PCGS or NGC are trusted and often sell for double the value of raw coins. So, the 1974 Kennedy $50 is common in circulation, usually worth just 50 cents. But if your coin is in high mint state, is a proof with cameo features, or has a rare mint error, it could be worth far more, even hundreds of dollars. Always check the condition, look for errors, and if you think you have a superb gem, consider having it certified. Condition makes all the difference between pocket change and a valuable collectible. Thanks for joining us on Old Charles. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and comment below. Do you have a Kennedy $50 in your collection? We'd love to hear your story.